Okay, now for our second interview. This one is Tim Debenedictis, Tom Hubbard's partner, who we just interviewed. Tim's going to give us some very interesting information about his family legacy of the Silicon Valley, and also a couple of inventions he's had. And he has a patent, and he's an astronomer and all-around good guy. And he'll also give us some reasons why he has chosen to remain in this beautiful Bay Area. So check it out. All right, so I am here with the other half of the Tom and Tim family, Tim Debenedictis, who I also have known for a very long time. It's funny because I knew Tim and Tom separately for a while.
Yes, I actually remember the day I met you. It was on a bike ride.
Yes.
With your now partner.
Yes.
We were riding up by the Alpine Dam across the bridge.
Yeah. So Tim here has quite an interesting story to tell. I mean, you're part of the Silicon Valley legacy, I believe.
Woo! Wow. Yeah. No, I have family in the Bay Area, and my granddad moved around quite a bit when he was younger, but he sort of landed in the East Bay. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that he did late in his life was to be involved in the founding of a company called Applied Materials. And you've never heard of them, but they are.
I own stock in them.
You have heard of them.
Which is, I didn't know that you were involved in that, but yeah.
Well, I'm not.
Your grandparents.
I'm just related to my own granddad.
Right.
That's all. But this company is a company that makes the machines that makes chips. So, fast forward many years, my family has been very lucky to sort of take advantage of what became Silicon Valley.
Yes.
So, in many ways, technology and entrepreneurship runs in the family. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I like about living on the West Coast is a place where you can try, new ideas and new things.
Absolutely.
And I'm sort of have gotten lucky in a small way myself, but that's kind of one of the things that drew me to this area. So my sort of geek hobby, passion, interest area was astronomy, space, stars. As a little kid, I remember being fascinated by the stars and the constellations, and which is funny because I have terrible eyesight. Actually, a story I can tell you is I read books about what Orion should look like and the Big Dipper should look like, and I could never see them. Because my eyesight was so bad. And then one day my parents figured out I have bad eyesight. They get me glasses. I remember coming home from the optometrist with my new glasses at night for the first time. And I look out of the window of my car and I'm like, that's Orion. It really looks like what it's supposed to look like. So from those very early memories, I was a space nerd.
That's cool.
Right? So, telescopes have been around for 400 years. They've been kind of a hobby thing, and it's always been sort of a niche-y, nerdy, sciencey hobby. But we also live in Silicon Valley, where it's all about doing the next big thing and, living on the edge of technology. And so I am of the age where these devices, phones, are new. And we decided to apply a new technology and an old technology and combine them in a way to solve a problem that most new telescope users have, which is it's hard to point these things. It's hard enough to find the moon, and the moon is right there. But you got to find some faint, 14th magnitude globular cluster that's 14,000 light years away. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Well, phones have cameras and computers, and they are getting fast enough and good enough that this phone can do the work of finding objects in the sky for you. So I worked with a company called Celestron in Southern California to build a phone app that you strap your phone to the telescope, and as you move the telescope and the phone around, the phone can guide you to the thing that you're trying to find.
Oh, that's
right? So that solves a problem for...
Yeah, that was fascinating. I had never seen planets like that real time in a
telescope. Most people don't know that. From the middle of San Francisco with a small telescope, like this, you can see the moons of Jupiter and the rings of Saturn
Yes.
from your backyard,
Yeah,
which I have spent a lot of time enjoying in our little
wonderful.
backyard down here.
Yeah.
So anyways, this whole project here got a patent in the end of 2021. So that is work that I'm very proud of, and it's a way
you
to
should be proud of that.
combine the old and the new.
I'm proud to have a
feel
friend
good.
that has a patent.
Oh, well, I'm proud to have a friend. I'm a nerd, nerds don't have friends. Yeah. So, hey, it works for everybody. So, but, I really enjoy the great outdoors quite a bit. We've rafted the Grand Canyon together.
Yes,
and,
bike rides, canyon, Burning Man. We've done so many different cool things together. And we're going to do more.
Yeah,
we're going down the Grand Canyon again.
Absolutely.
We have to do that.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm into it. Yeah. So, so we've been lucky to have, landed in this area with, great people and great opportunities. And
yeah, do you feel like living in, so I think that's what you said, which is living in the Bay Area has afforded you opportunities to do things like connect with the right people and have the space and the infrastructure or whatever to create an app on a phone with this telescope and all the resources that go
This is an area where people who like to think different go, I mean, Steve Jobs, for all of his follies and foibles, is still kind of one of my heroes. He built many revolutions himself. And yes, he was probably hard to work with, but that kind of comes with, like genius.
Jenny's here.
And then now we have Jenny, the cat, who she's the one in charge, really, around here. Everything that happens in this house happens because she dictates it.
Oh, she's rubbing her face on the camera. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, kitty cat. Yeah.
So, so did you send a satellite?
Okay. So yes, I crazy as I am, had my own little satellite project. And this is not SpaceX. This is not the James Webb Space Telescope. This is a small Kleenex box sized satellite.
Oh, okay.
And my idea was to be able to take cats.
Oh,
Their tails going back and forth. To allow just normal humans through their phones to be able to command the satellite to take pictures of the Earth, their house, their state, their country. It's not a spy satellite. These are, very wide field pictures. You get like a wide angle view of their whole country, just to stimulate awareness. And, sort of environmental sort of awareness. We actually got it launched in the beginning of 2014. It deployed out of the International Space Station. We heard from it 2 times on orbit, and then it died. And I was a little disappointed that it didn't work out as well as I had hoped for. But in learning about this whole experience since then, I've actually realized that our result is actually quite good. I mean, look, the most common result for most teams' first satellites is complete silence, failure, no explanation. Hey, we heard from ours, and we know what went wrong.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's huge, right?
So that's it, right? It's a big win there, and so. I've managed to sort of tie my life together, and now I actually have a career working for a professional Earth observation satellite company.
Oh, okay.
So
that's what you're doing now.
That's exactly. So from failure comes new success.
Yes.
You got to try things.
Oh,
that is the lesson of Silicon Valley. You got to try a lot of stuff. You can't expect everything to work out the first time, but you learn. You try again. You build on, and you build better and bigger.
How long have you been here into the Bay Area?
Well, I moved to California in the fall of 1993 after I graduated from school.
Okay.
I thought at that time, well, I'll try it for a couple of years. Sure. And then who knows, maybe I'll move to, I'll get a graduate degree from the U of Arizona.
Did you know people here? Or
I did know my granddad. I had family out here.
And you'd been to visit, or probably?
I've been to visit,
yeah. That makes sense.
And so, but little did I know, the fall of 1993 was also the year the first web browser was invented, right? So that was the time that the first .com boom was just starting to happen.
Yeah.
And, I was very young. I was in my 20s, and this was a really exciting time. It's like, HTML and Web 1.0 was happening, and e-commerce the first time around was happening.
I mean, I lived here during that time, and I didn't know that was happening, right? You knew because you're engaged in this world.
Right?
Yeah.
But the whole, like the whole culture of the Bay Area was driven by a boom. I mean, this is one of many booms that we've had. We've had we had the gold rush.
Yes.
100 and what year is it now? 2022.
2022.
Yeah, 100 and 170 years ago, right?
Yep.
We've had other booms in the Bay Area. The dot-com boom has gone up and down several times, but it's always kept life interesting.
Yes.
I mean, if this is an area where you want to just try something new and crazy, not many other places you can do it.
Exactly.
I at one point in my life considered moving to Chicago, okay? And
me too.
I would tell you, in the back of my mind, a reason that I didn't was that, Chicago, as cool of a city as it is flat.
Yes.
It is a flat city, I mean, the most you get is 100-foot tall hills, right?
Yeah.
And so here I look out my window and, there's Twin Peaks right out the window, and that's, 1,000 feet up, and there's just a view that goes for, dozens of miles in any direction.
You're hard pressed to find a flat spot, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting place. I mean, what they say about San Francisco is you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes.
Yes, yep.
Go 2 blocks.
Absolutely.
It's just it's a varied area. It's green, lots of beautiful outdoorsy, naturey kinds of places. Less than an hour away. That bike ride that we went on, where I met you.
Yeah.
I was less than an hour from the city, and you never know. I mean, it's just absolutely
I
in the middle of the
know.
woods.
That's what I loved
redwoods.
about it.
Yeah.
It was like I rode from my house in San Francisco, and next thing you know, I'm in these beautiful redwoods. I'm on a mountain, overlooking the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
It was mind blowing. And
one of my favorite things to do when I need to unwind and de-stress is I just walk out my front door and walk down to Golden Gate Park, walk around Stowe Lake. Watch the waterfall.
Yeah.
I mean, you got this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you don't have that kind of stuff everywhere. So those are the good things.
I think it's safe to say we're probably we're committed to staying here, right?
Well, when I buy this building, I mean,
after you buy this place, exactly.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tim. This was really fun.
Yeah, you bet.